Hey, welcome to Kurtzky's Garage. We have a little bit of a repair on the W126 300 SEL. I got some parts in, and the first thing that I'm going to do is install a new seat belt, the whole seat belt assembly for the driver's side. There was a lot of slack in the belt, and I do understand that there's a way to sort of manually put tension on the seat belt retractor, but I didn't want to do that. And eBay, you can find just about anything for anything. So let's go and work through putting in a new seatbelt thing assembly on the 126. Here we go. Okay, so here we are, getting into the 126. There we go. So in order to do this, you got to bring the seat forward. And thankfully, this is a long wheelbase car. And you can see we got some interior trim to deal with, a couple of screws there. This whole piece has to come out. You can see there. And then we'll start working on all of the mechanisms that actually hold the seat belt in place. And we're going to address some of that sagging trim that you can see. I think you can see it. Yeah, just towards the top of that B pillar. We're going to fix that with some adhesive, the same stuff I used to affix the new hood pad. So bear with me and we'll get this repair started. Okay, so that didn't take an awful lot of time to pull the trim out. Basically, where's that part? That trim's at the bottom of the B pillar cover, and once that's released, the B pillar with some very careful pressure up just snaps out. You can see the pin there that would locate to that spot right there. So that's all good. Next we can simply detach, we can detach the seat belt from its mounting spot there, and you could see the other spot where the belt comes to. We'll just get that out, and we'll do so with a Milwaukee impact wrench, and then we can remove the belt and get the new one positioned. It should be actually a pretty quick install. It is going to take me a little bit of time to address the saggy trim, but that's okay. That's not too difficult. And we unscrewed the seat belt from the lower mounting spot through the carpet, and that's using a 17 millimeter socket or wrench, whatever you prefer. I'm using the Milwaukee, I guess it's the compact. It's the one that puts out 550 pounds of torque. Anyway, it broke that bolt free pretty easily. And the 17 mil, I think, is also what they use on the lug nut, if you're interested. So turning the part over, you could see that, that sort of sloppiness in the B pillar trim. We're going to try and give that a little bit of a fix. Again, I don't think it'll be too difficult to do. And you've got this little bit of stuff here that allows to take up the slack, moving the seat belt anchor height up and down, which is pretty cool too. So I'm going to set that aside and we'll get the rest of the seat belt mechanism out. Okay, so we've remounted the seat belt. We've got our adjustable position mount there. See if you put a little pressure on that. See how it drops, goes up and down, etc. The seat belt is bolted in back down here, and the actual retractor mechanism is bolted there. And we've reattached the cord that activates the pre-tensioner. Yeah, that's all done. So you can see it's probably not necessarily as strong. Well, it's maybe just a tad weaker than stock, but I can add some extra pre-tension on the seatbelt if I need to. But I can tell you it's a whole lot better than what I had, and the buckle's coming out on the right side. So we're going to call that a win. I'm going to clean up a few things, and we're going to start to work on the B-pillar cosmetics. So there you go. So we've got the B-pillar from the 126 out, and the repairs I'm going to do are really pretty straightforward. The wrap material, this leatherette, it's, you know, it's coming apart. So I'm going to have to get rid of the foam material that really broke down and caused the cohesive failure between the material and the metal substrate. So we'll fix that. That's not a problem. Plenty to clean out there, as you can see. Not a problem. We'll deal with that. And then to bond it, I bought LePage. It's a 6-minute work time gel epoxy. So 6 minutes, that's pretty quick. I've got an assortment of clamps from small woodworking and some of my model car and model boat days. So that should come in really handy for this project. And again, I don't think it's going to be too difficult. We're basically dealing with re-gluing all of the material back around the aperture where the seat belt comes through. So I'm going to get that cleaned up, started. Yeah, really quickly wanted to share the vac setup that I'm using to get the, you know, the damaged foam that's come apart off of this B-pillar wrap. So it's the Milwaukee, it's the M18 vacuum. It's the older generation, not the current one. But I like this. It's nice and small. And I picked up this handy, I think they call them air tips. So we get a bristle action. It clicks into place. When you're done, you can retract it. Oop, there you go. You can retract it. Keeps the brushes protected. So we're going to go ahead, vacuum everything out with this Milwaukee vacuum. And yeah, you don't need to see that or hear that. Trust me, the vacuum will work. Back in a flash. Okay, so the first step, you get your LePage's epoxy, and there's some nubbins you have to cut off at the end here. But we're going to deploy an equal measure. He says equal measure off camera, so I can make sure it's equal measure. One of these things took a little bit more persuasion. I'm going to give it another shot here. Back at it. Now this is probably way too much product, but first time working with it, so that's fine. That'll work. Okay, we're going to get, we got our clamps here at the ready, and we're just going to start lining it in. We're just going to start applying the epoxy. I think the toothpick method is going to be just fine in this application. I'm going to put it in. Appreciate this is probably difficult to see on camera, but that's a fair amount of surface area to cover here. And I want to make sure it's done right. I don't want to have to go back and try and get this B-pillar out and do the job twice. Why do it? Why do it twice when you can only do it once? Okay. So we'll start getting these handy dandy clips in place. And I assure you they came from modeling supplies. Nowhere else. Get your minds out of the gutter. Okay. See how that looks over here. Okay. What I'll have to be careful with is just not getting this stuff. Oh boy. See, the foam under here is sort of leaving some strange marks or strange hollows. So I'm not sure how this is going to look. But all I can do is tuck this in nice and tight. There we go. Okay. Get that there. I think my technique is good enough to get this done. So there we go. Okay, now we're going to take a couple of different clamps. There we go. Okay, that's really all there is to this repair. Yeah, see, I have to see. Can you see me? I see you. So that's what we have here. We'll let this set up and dry, and then I'll come back and do the other side and the top. And I may just touch up some of this because it is coming apart too. Now, this is held in with the weather stripping on this side, but I really don't want this to come apart further. So might be a wise idea to get some of that tacked down in place. Anyway, we'll see you later. Let me keep working away, gluing stuff. Hey, welcome back to the garage. So it's a little bit later in the evening and I have got the upholstery repaired. It's, stuck on fairly nicely to the B-pillar. Not perfect, but, it's a good sight better than what it was. Now, I've got a couple of these sort of sagging lines here. And again, the backing for this this faux leather, we'll call it modern MB text, the foam behind it has all degraded. So it's nothing is really sitting the way I'd like it to, but I wanted to try something and I'm going to use the Milwaukee heat gun and I just want to see if I can smooth some of this out. I'm going to go very, very carefully. And I don't think that's really doing much. It's helping a little bit, but it's not going to take the kind of sag out. No, I don't think this is really going to accomplish anything. Actually, I got to admit, it's a little better. I've improved it ever so slight. It's, it's not enough to risk damaging the piece, and that's really the worst part of it. I'm going to hit it once more, see what we got. It may have improved it a little bit, but it's not something I'm going to do. Let's see. I just don't want to risk damaging the part, And quite frankly, the way it's going to sit in the car, I think it'll be just fine. So the next thing we're going to do, we've got the inside trim. Actually, that's pretty decent, I have to admit. That is pretty decent. It's the backside that's probably the messiest part of this whole thing. But honestly, it's pretty decent. So that's good. I'm happy about that. So we're just going to take that trim piece and, if memory serves, we just slide it in some. Yeah, there we go. Okay, how does that go in here?
A few moments later.
Looks like. Okay. What have I done here?
A few moments later.
Okay, so that's got to go in. Shoulder drop pad, maybe. Okay. Well, there's one. As far as I thought I would. Why don't you give me a sec? Okay, so I got the part in, and I've just shot some Griot's Garage Citrus All-Purpose Cleaner onto the part. We're going to get a little bit of the dirt and hopefully some of the leftover glue contaminant, whatever's there that shouldn't be there, we want that gone. I think I may have just buggered up one of the foldovers that I did. No, maybe not. We're good. Okay. It's all good. Okay, so it's nice and clean, and we are ready to reinstall that part back into the 300 SEL, and we'll call another mini project done. Okay, so we're back in the 300 SEL, and the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to see if I can just put this down the camera, give you a good angle here. We're going to just take the M12 compact torque gun. Yeah, we can get that. Maybe get you an even better shot. There we go. See how easy that works? That thing is amazing. I love that gun. Okay, so now we have to get the actual trim in place. This may be a little bit more challenging to show you on camera because we're dealing with a pretty confined spot. We have to feed the belt through the B-pillar trim. You'll see that in a second. Okay, like so, right? Now, we've got what looks like a trim piece here. Yep. Oh, it just fell off. What have I done? Okay. Now, the idea is, I'm going to just tip this up here for a moment. Whoops. The idea is, this button, when you press it, and I know I'm losing light here, will activate the metal fastener, and that will allow the seat belt to adjust. So I'm going to line that up and get the bottom piece of trim. That holds the B-pillar trim. You can see the screw holes there. It's just a press fit into the bottom of the B-pillar trim. Let me do that, and then we'll go over everything. No point in watching me fuss around with that. It may take a few minutes. Hey guys, we are done with the seatbelt installation project on the W126. You can see, oh, there we go, that the seatbelt height adjustment does work. It's, it took a little bit of time to sort it out, but that's fine. Everything works. The seatbelt retracts. It's probably not as tightly sprung as a brand new car, but you know what? It's a huge improvement over what we had. Now this little B-pillar, that bottom trim, be careful with it. It's not the most impact resistant ABS. At least I think it's ABS, but it's old and you can break that part. Yeah, that's ABS. Polypropylene has a different sound to it. Be careful installing that. And there is a groove, as I showed you, that this trim sort of sits into that and it all locks into place. But overall, I'm very happy with this. That's another project done. Literally crossing it off my list. One more step. I've got so many more parts. The 126 is going to get a new look up front. The parts for that are slowly coming in. We have, let me turn this around here. There we go. We've got a couple of sheets of stickers, all the under hood and around the trunk and the door jambs. We've got those. And we've got another set of stickers, the proper stickers, reproduction as well, for the Mercedes logo on the windshield. It's these little details that just make the cars so special. And we're going to do that, if not in the next episode, because I got to do wheel bearings. And the wheel bearings are in, so that may be the next repair, so I can actually drive the car again. And I noticed another oil leak, and I think it's the transmission oil cooler. Looks simple, but we'll get into it. So you sit tight. I'll keep slugging away with this car. Have fun. Enjoy the projects that you have. And hey, enjoy these wonderful classics and enjoy the summer. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me.